Welcome to the Effin' brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com. You are watching Effin' True Wrestling. My name is JC Styles, and I am back with the Monday Night Raw review for September 26, 2016. Monday Night Raw went off the air moments ago, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts and review this show. It was a pretty decent Raw following a pretty decent Clash of Champions. Speaking of Clash of Champions, I also want to apologize for not getting that up today as well. I worked late Sunday night. By the time I got home, showered, and started the pay-per-view, it was well after midnight. By the time the pay-per-view went off the air, it was about 3 in the morning. And I really didn't want to be yawning and falling asleep during the video, so that's why I did not review it. But I will be reviewing it after the conclusion of this video. So, we're going to start off the show with Roman Reigns coming out as we see him get set to defend the United States Championship against Rusev. Now, Roman Reigns did pick up the win and successfully retain his United States Championship. Now, this show kind of felt like a recycled Clash of Champions. This wasn't the only rematch we saw from Clash of Champions. I really don't know how I feel about Roman Reigns being the United States champion. I mean, I guess I can say I feel the same way as when he was world champion. At one point, a part of me wanted Roman Reigns to be world champion. But then another part of me really was like, man, this guy can't really deliver. He never really excelled out of the Shield. I mean, if you look at all three members of the Shield, Seth Rollins repackaged, attire, music, everything, changed his look. Even dyed his hair solid black. Dean Ambrose changed his gimmick after the Shield breakup. Roman Reigns still wearing almost the same attire, except for he has the big RR on the front of his vest. That's the only thing different. But he really never really changed his gimmick, and I think that's what really puts me sour on him. We then go into the second match of the night, which we see the New Day defending the Tag Team Championships against Gallows and Anderson. Now, this was actually a pretty good match. There's a lot of back and forth action. Really great match. They really took it to the New Day. At one point, I thought that that Gallows and Anderson were going to pull the unthinkable and win the Tag Team Championships. There was a spot in this match where Kofi got slammed against the steel stairs and actually cut right above here. He did get up and finish the match, bleeding all over the place. He did pick up the win, and the New Day are still the Tag Team Champions for 400 solid days straight. I'm happy. I love the New Day. I think they're really entertaining, and I think that's what the tag team division needs. I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to say that the New Day are garbage and, that they don't deserve to be tag team champions. I think differently. I think these guys are a breath of fresh air. They took 3 guys who couldn't make it on their own and put them as a tag team, and they excelled. Now, I know eventually, somewhere down the road, these 3 are going to, split, and they're going to wind up either leaving the company or doing something different. Who knows? Maybe Big E will go back down to NXT. We don't know. We then see a video package of Stephanie McMahon leaving the arena from Sunday night's Clash of Champions, getting into the limousine with Triple H. We then hear reports that Seth Rollins underwent x-rays for his injuries suffered at the hands of Kevin Owens when Kevin Owens came off the second rope with the, I want to say it was supposed to be a gut buster, but it wound up being a rib breaker. He actually did sustain some rib injuries. We then see Cesaro and Sheamus arguing back and forth in the backstage area, talking about that they're not going to team up with each other tonight. They go back and forth. Foley comes in, interrupts, and pretty much says like, "Hey, look, you had Hall of Famers in tears because you guys went out there and delivered." He told him that he doesn't feel comfortable putting them in a eighth match because these guys are going to rip each other to shreds like they did on Sunday night and potentially put one of themselves on the shelf permanently. We then go into my girl Bailey taking on Anna Fields. We did see Bailey pick up the win. I can't really say a lot about enough about Bailey, I should say, because she's like a little kid, you know what I mean? Like she's living the dream. You know, just a girl who grew up loving wrestling, got into the business, trained to become a professional wrestler in the women's division, and is finally hard work paying off. Is on Monday Night Raw every week. You know, she's wrestling at house shows. She's hugging kids, hugging fans. You know, giving kids memories without a shadow of a doubt. And I really like Bailey as a competitor. I think she can really, if they really invest the time in her like they did down on NXT, I think that she could be a big draw in the women's division on Raw. We then go into cruiserweight tag team action. Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann defeating Drew Gulak and Lince Dorado. This match blew me away. There are, as of right now, rumors that Vince wants to water down the cruiserweight division, so they're taking less risks in the ring. Honestly, that's what the cruiserweight division was. Cruiserweights death-defying spots, you know, entertaining the crowd. Not only it's about the wrestling, it's about the showmanship, the delivery of the maneuvers, and I think that's what really is gonna lack if they do water down the product. I mean, I can see it slowly but surely being watered down compared to the Cruiserweight Classics when they were going full force. Um, Great match. I really enjoyed it. I thought this was really a breath of fresh air to see four up and coming potential future cruiserweight champions. Um, if they're going to continue bringing more cruiserweights to Raw, I honestly think they should consider maybe making a Raw cruiserweight tag team championships. That's just my idea. We then go into Sheamus and Cesaro picking up the win over Nick Cutler and Willis Williams. These guys really didn't want to be in the ring against one another. They tagged each other in because one was unwilling to tag in, which was Sheamus. Good match. I honestly don't know why they put them against these two guys. They could have probably put them against, you know, another tag team maybe. And I don't know what it is lately. They've been really bringing up, you know, up and coming indie stars and NXT stars to compete against these guys. We then see a backstage segment. Seth Rollins walking around backstage, runs into Foley and says that he's going to interrupt the highlight reel later on in the night. Foley then requests Rollins not to do so. He said all he knows is he saw Stephanie get into that limo with Triple H and will not listen to Owens dog him tonight. Foley tried to protest, but Seth said all he hears are Steph's words coming out of his mouth, so don't try to stop him. We then go into the debut of the Cruiserweight champion TJ Perkins on Monday Night Raw, defeating Tony Nese in a non-title match. This match was phenomenal. I think that's over-exaggerating. But really great match. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying the Cruiserweights. I'm glad that they brought them back. I think it's great that we're getting something that we haven't had in such a long, long time. TJ Perkins definitely has what it takes to be a long-running Cruiserweight champion. We also know that he will be defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Brian Kendrick next week on Monday Night Raw, as well as Sasha Banks taking on Charlotte for the Women's Championship. We then go into a segment with Charlotte coming out talking about her win over Bayley and Sasha last night. Sasha comes out and says that she demands her rematch, one-on-one rematch. Charlotte then turns around and says, "You'll get your rematch, but not tonight. You'll get it next week." Then we go into the highlight reel, which Chris Jericho brings in his best friend, Kevin Owens. But before that happens, we see a video on Twitter from Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson's from that '70s show, talking about how they played best friends and went to brothers. They are friends that played friends and became brothers on the new show on Netflix. Haven't really been able to check that show out, but that's another video topic for another video. They go back and forth. Owens comes out, talks about his match against Seth Rollins, how he injured him, how he put him on the shelf, how Seth Rollins isn't there, blah, blah, blah. This leads into Enzo and Kaz coming out and interrupting the highlight reel, which turns into a match where we see Owens and Jericho pick up the win in an amazing match against Enzo and Kaz to end the show. Overall, the show was decent. I wouldn't say it was amazing. Since the brand extension again, the shows haven't been as great. I think that they should have left them the way it was. They shouldn't have done the draft. I mean, yeah, I know Raw was oversaturated and SmackDown wasn't with stars, but I don't know. I'm finding myself, struggling to get through a Monday Night Raw again, and I haven't felt like that in a long time. But I'm going to keep the videos coming because, guys, I love doing these videos for you. Leave your comments in the comment box below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on what you thought of Monday Night Raw. For the Effin' brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. For the Effin' brand of wrestling and entertainment, my name is JC Styles, and I'll catch you later.